have the power.
Hey bro fans, this is Todd, and today I got my 2000X Mondo Skeletor. So let's, without further ado, turn the camera around and let's check it out. And here he is, the 2000X Skeletor from Mondo. And it's the timed edition. So let me grab some scissors and let's get this thing open. Let's get it open now. Alright, let's see what we got going on inside this box. We got some cardboard. We got the plastic corner supports. And there is... Ugh, that did not work very well. There is the box. It says Skeletor, Overlord of Evil. With a death blow from his Havoc Staff, Lord Skeletor shattered the Mystic Wall, unleashing the forces of evil from the Dark Hemisphere. Now the Lord of Destruction marches on Castle Grayskull, leading his evil warriors against He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. A battle for Eternia. So crazy. There is no way in the past I could have ever have gotten these figures. Ugh. Dun 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 dun. Alright, since I got the timed edition, I got some extra bonus things. So let's pull the bottom off first. And it looks like I have a cloth cape with wires in it. What do we got going? Oh, it's a multi-layer cloth cape. And then inside here we got his Havoc Staff. Now, if you didn't know the story of the Havoc Staff, he actually got the Havoc Staff from Evil Lynn's father, the faceless one, who used to be known as Nick... I want to say Nick Cage. That's not right, though. Anyway. Oh, Nick Powers, probably. So here we have one that looks like it's been powered up. Ooh, it's weird. It's a little bit flexible, but you can feel like it's going to snap if you keep doing that. And we have the other one here. And we'll do a comparison to the original release of the 2000X figures from 2001. Alright. Now, I'm really glad they actually gave us two full Havoc Staffs and not just a replacement head to swap it out. So that's way cooler. And it's cool, too, as you can see, this part's all clear. And this part's not, like it's powering up. If you put a light behind it, it could look magical. And that's pretty cool. That's always fun to do. Then we got a stand. All right. On to the main event. Thank you, Mondo, for not taping that shut. Nothing worse than trying to sit there and get your fingers sliced trying to get the tape off. So here is the clamp. We've seen this already with the two other figures. It looks pretty much the same. And then we have his little stand. Which is so much smaller than the stand we got, obviously, with Clamp Champ. With Clawful over there. But I guess if you stick it on here, I guess you have to hook it to the back right there. There's the hole for the clamp. Alright, and we have his sword. Now this is a cool story of the sword. A long time ago in the 80s when they first made He-Man figures, they had two swords, a silver and a purple that would go together to create one sword. When the Four Horsemen redesigned the 2000X series, it's supposed to take place in the future, and that Skeletor already got the two parts of the sword, and this was the original power sword, both pieces of it. And so it has a good side and a bad side. And it's cool to look at because you can see, let me pull this apart again, is the purple side is the evil side of Skeletor. You can see the skull face there and everything else. Then you have the heroic side, which, you know, has, you know, the bright golds and everything else, and just looks very heroic-y. And so together, when you combine them, you have the full Sword of Power. And it's a fun thing, too, is they have the hand clasp onto the ball on the back. Now, this is very well made. I'm actually really impressed with I've been impressed with all the accessories. Even the He-Man accessories we got, the sword was amazing. This is the same way. The sword is just amazing. It goes together nicely, and it looks great. All right, let's take a look. We got different heads. I'm not going to pull all those out. That's funny. They're all the same, just different expressions. But I like the yellow head, so those will probably never be used. The part you've been waiting for. You know, before I pull them out, I just want to stick all these accessories in the box before I lose them. Because I know me, and I'm going to end up throwing that plastic thing on the ground. And I'm going to lose all my accessories, all my extra hands, and all my extra heads. So let's take a look at these heads really quick. They are much smaller than I thought they would be. So here we have an evil-looking head of Skeletor. And then we have... wow. Another evil head of Skeletor, but a little bit different expression. Now, it's funny, if you watch the 2000X cartoon, these sharp teeth right here would appear and disappear depending on the scenes. It was kind of funny. Then we have this weird-looking sad head. The sad head of Skeletor. After he's been defeated by He-Man. Dun, dun, dun. So those are the extra heads. We got lots of extra hands. What the heck is that? I'm not sure this is. Probably a mouthpiece, it looks like. Oh, that's right. That time when he had his mouth covered up. I remember now. It is time to open up the Overlord of Evil. Evil, evil. Wow, he does look pretty cool so far. Let me pull off his armor for a minute so I can get his plastic off. Now, it's weird. They gave him this little ring around his neck, and I noticed that also with the Kildor figure online. And I get it, why they do it. So you can have a nice even flow of it going around. And I've done the same thing with balloons to make a figure so it looks good. But the problem is it takes away your customizability. Because once you add something like that, now you can't make any other figures from him very easily. All right, let's go and put this on. This is really soft plastic. And these just buckle up right inside there. There we go. Oh, they put plastic here too. I might as well change his hand out while I'm at it. I'm going to leave this one the monster hand. I like that. Like the original Skeletor we got when we were kids. There he is. Let's talk about articulation. We have ankle articulation. No boot cut. Double jointed knees that work really smooth. That's where they got purple painted all the way up to there. That's so strange. Why not just make it blue? Then we have upper articulation up on his leg. It rotates around. He has a cloth loincloth. Then this one moves the same way. We have a waist turn. Oh, it's really tight. And I wish I didn't turn it because now it's shifted weird. There we go. We have an upper ab crunch, which lines up with the bands of his armor. We have shoulder movement, which has really lots and lots of shoulder movement. We have a bicep cut, double jointed elbows, and then his wrist moves back and forth. And if you rotate it, you can actually move it up and down too. And then his head moves. And you can see this just meshes in with that armor once you got it on there. All right, so let's put his Havoc Staff in this hand. There we go. You know what? His hands don't fall off as easy as He-Man's. Hooray! They fixed it. So I don't have to worry about Tila's later on either, probably. And then his sword just fits right in there. It's supposed to go all the way up here. That's why it separates. Ooh. There we go. Much better. All right, let's compare him to other figures in this line and then other figures in other lines. So, stand, man. So first of all, we have He-Man, which of course is wearing the wrong armor. He's about the same height, which really surprises me. I thought He-Man would be the tall one of the bunch, and then everybody else would be shorter. So that I'm a little bummed about that, because I was really hoping that we'd have all the rest of the figures closer to classic size. Here he is next to Clawful. Dun 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 dun. And here he is next to Classics. So quite a bit taller than Classics. So here is the original 2000X He-Man Skeletor. And first off, let's look at the swords, because that is like cool. So here are the swords we got originally with 2000X. And again, you have the evil one, and the heroic one, and they fit together very coolly. And again, you had the hand hang onto the ball, just like the new one does. Four Horsemen did an awesome job. Here is his Havoc Staff, and you can see very similar again, very cool designs. Yes. Mondo has totally nailed it, knocked it out of the park. If they were a little shorter, I would just be extremely happy, but if you think it's a cool figure, worthwhile, I think it's pretty cool. It did do a very good job matching the aesthetic of the original 2000X Skeletor from 2002. And, but it's much more articulated, way more colorful, matches the cartoon great. It is such a cool looking figure. That's all I got. Thanks for joining me. And like they say in the 1987 movie, good journey. Actually, would Skeletor say good journey? I don't know. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next video. Bye now.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it!